Hi, so today I'm going to talk about total health. I've mentioned it before, and I've given some, you know, I guess I would consider lackadaisical information on it, but it's such a complex and three-dimensional um, topic that I have to revisit it from time to time. And for me, it's an evolving thing for total health. For years, I've always strived for total health, and one of the things that we tend to look at is the outer um, health, how we look. The chiseled body, the pot belly, things like that. How young we still look, how our hair look, is it falling out, things like that. And and though that is important, it is only one part of health. Total health for me includes the physical, mental, spiritual, social health, and emotional health. Okay. Now there are two other healths. You got sexual health and environmental health. But for me, um, the five healths that I mentioned rely on one another to function. If one is down, the others are affected negatively. So there's a constant fluctuation of those five healths working together to influence each other. Whereas my my understanding of sexual health and environmental health, them by themselves have no real influence to me on the other five healths. As a matter of fact, the five healths that I refer to have more of an influence on dictating what environmental and sexual health is about, how they, influencing them. So, so we're on this journey. You decide to take this journey to go to look at total health. When you look at total health, look at those five healths again: physical, emotional, spiritual, social, and mental. Okay, five healths. So um, let's start with the mental. You think in your mind, yes, I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of looking a certain way. My physical health is affected. That's usually how we think. Or those of us who already focus on the body, we're in shape and stuff. We may not have stillness in the mind, and well, when we say mind, stillness in the mind, it really means stillness in the spirit, because we're probably affected by a lot of external components that um, add stress to our lives. So our mind is functioning, trying to solve those issues or adapt to them, and in turn, the spirit, the real you, in my opinion, the real you is the spirit, and the mind we use to experience the five senses of the world through the body. In my opinion, that's you as a being is affected. So total health is those five healths. Now, one of the things that we tend to overlook, fortunately for me, I didn't overlook it. However, I minimalized it, and to my disadvantage, obviously, and that is spirit. And the way I had looked at spirit for a while was that I am determined to achieve my physical health, and I won't be deterred from that. However, one of the aspects, I was still looking outward from inside, looking out, and my environment and the influences of it on me, on the physical, and of course the mental, emotional, and things like that. And I didn't ignore, but I minimalized it, looking internally, and I think that's a detriment to all of us for total health. Um, and that's where meditation comes in. Um, Transcendental meditation is one of the things that I've picked up through my various cultural experiences, through traveling with the Marine Corps, through life itself, because I grew up in the Caribbean and moved to the United States, and I've been I've been fortunate to engage and to live within various cultures where I was able to draw on traditions and things like that, that focus internally, Buddhism and things like that, even some of the Hinduism practices. But nowadays you got science such as quantum mechanics, quantum physics, and some fractal physics. Not fractal physics, fractal geometry and things like that, coming together, showing how the world works, and it's lending the sciences becoming compatible with the idea of meditation. So it's not all smoke and mirrors. It's not all magic, or a pipe dream for meditation. So I guess a tip in this video would be consider transcendental meditation. If you do that, you practice that, there are lots of videos online on how to do that. But this, how I understand it to work, at least for me, and it may work for you, is focus rather than focus externally using the five senses externally. Turn it inwardly and focus on the inside. Focus your mind's eye, because you can't use your physical eyes to see your brain and you see your heart, but you can feel. You can use your sense of touch to focus inward, and by relaxing the mind and relaxing the body, that in itself, and transcending into the meditative state twice a day is what people, a lot of the practitioners recommend. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't, but it's like taking time to myself. One of the other ways I used to do that was through working out, lifting weights. While I'm lifting weights, my mind, even though I'm focused on the press, my mind isn't on the actual exercise. My mind goes inward, and it has several benefits that affects health, your physiological health, your mental health, because you now rested. It's a deeper rest and sleep. It's more rejuvenating. It helps, based on some of the sciences out there, and some of the peer-reviewed research that's been done. It helps with physical health, cancers and various things like that. It raises the IQ. It allows your brain to function harmoniously like an orchestra all at once, not just 5% of the brain, 10% of the brain. The whole thing functions in harmony. And if you look at some of the sciences out there, you can see when the whole brain functions, it looks like a tetrahedral fractal, a complete balance in the fractal geometry, where you have the tetrahedral pattern emerging. And if I'm not mistaken, 64 is that magic number where it's complete balance. 64, the triangles with the circles and the fractals, and it's really complex math. I don't fully understand that math, but some of you out there may understand that math. And a lot of scientists are embracing that idea of the of that tetrahedral equation for balance. And hopefully you guys, if you all have questions, ask in the comment section below, something more specific. If you have more information on the spirit part, as the beginning, which I strongly suggest be the beginning of your adventures or your travels for behavioral change, that helps with total health, because you start with you, the spirit being. If you're able to be attuned with that, with who you are, you'll be able to be attuned with the body. And by being able to be attuned to the body, now you have some control and the mechanism to make behavioral changes. And those behavioral changes will become very, very easy, because now you're in tuned with the spirit, body, and of course mind. So like the video if you like, subscribe, and don't forget ask some questions or post some comments in the section below to spur a discussion or give me some ideas that I can use. Y'all have a good day.